Okay, thank you very much for that question. So it's for me, it was kind of not your frequent. Oh, I just want to start building automations. So while I was working as an operations manager, we had to manually follow up with a lot of leads, and we had sales representatives that were calling people, and you have to update and all of that. So I just was going through as we were using Go High Level, and I happened to see automation, and I was like, okay, I've been seeing this in online. Let me know what it's about. So I opened it, and I was able to put something together that could help us send messages to a large ton of people because we had to send follow-ups. And this is exciting. I want to do more of this because it gives you that control, that feeling of being in control. The excitement that comes with seeing putting things together and then seeing it work. So that was the aha moment for me. That was how I basically started. I started learning more about it, and here we are today. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you for that, Favor. And I can actually relate with that. I can actually relate to that. So now I would like you to take us to the background, like behind the scenes. So when people hear AI automation, of course, it's how you can use AI to improve your workflow. You can use AI to automate things. That's the basic knowledge of AI
Yeah.
automation. So now from a practical perspective as an AI automation developer, I would like you to share, deeper insights with us about what exactly the skill itself entails and what a career in AI automation would look like for anyone who wants to pick that skill up.
Okay. Thank you very much. All right. So first of all, I'll start by um explaining what AI automation is all about and everything involved in it. So AI automation is basically you taking a manual process, something that people spend a lot of time on, or um, a system that could better a business operations, and then piecing it together using no code low code tools, and basically getting things that would people would normally do manually, that would waste a lot of time, that would be a lot of trouble, and sometimes things that can help businesses better serve their customers, their service delivery, and yeah. So basically taking that and then piecing it together and making it work on its own. So AI automation is basically using AI together with automation tools to complete tasks that would normally require manual work, right? So instead of just answering questions, a well-developed AI automation should be able to understand requests, make decisions based on the rules you set, perform actions like replying to customers, following up to them, updating CRMs, qualifying leads, booking appointments, or generating reports. So there are different types of AI automation. When people hear AI automation, they basically think, oh, it's just putting in an AI agent and getting it to do things for you. But it's actually more than that. First of all, you need to understand the business process, how that business works, the industry itself, how the business would normally relate to its customers. Because most of these AI automations, like let's assume it's an AI qualification system you're building, for example, you want this agent to understand that business, understand how it works, understand how the industry works, and then use that information to you know um handle that tax. Yeah. So what was on the question you asked again? Sorry.
Yeah, I actually asked what a career in air automation would actually look like for anyone who wants to get started. I think you've been able to answer that in a way.
Yeah. Okay. Well, in terms of the career paths, there are a lot of things you can do with AI right now. Aside from being an AI automation developer, you can create UGC videos. You can use AI, GMT engineering, and all of those things. So yeah, there's a lot you can do with AI right now. And but basically, the first step is understanding the fundamentals. How does AI work at a high level? Then you want to understand how to get AI to do what you want it to do. when you want to do it and the way you want to do it. Then understanding business workflows. Yeah. So basically, if you understand any of if you understand these three fundamentals, you can create a career path. You can be a, I mean, can run an agency. You can build apps for businesses. You can build websites using AI. You can run a marketing agency now using AI. So yeah, there's a lot of things you can do using AI.
Thank you very much for that, Favor. Kindly confirm that you can
Yes,
hear
I
me.
can.
Thank you very much. Before I go ahead, hi host, hi Lola. Please check for Chidera's request. He has been requested to speak. Kindly accept his request. Thank you. So I'd like to ask an interesting question. So you spoke earlier about business processes and all of that. So from a professional perspective, I mean AI automation is everywhere already. Businesses are even laying off employees because they've found a way out with AI. So for any AI automation professional, who wants to maybe pitch themselves to a business or just wants to get opportunities with that skill, what would you say is that one thing that will actually, help them to identify problems in a business process that will make them say, okay, I saw this thing in your system. I think it's something that can be better. I have what it takes to help you to automate this. What I'm basically asking is, when you as a professional look at a company's business process, what helps you to actually tell which parts of that business should be automated, or which part of that process should be automated?
Okay. Thank you very much for that question. So I would say the first thing first is understanding the bottleneck. What is creating friction in their operations? What are they spending more time on? What is taking much money and delivering less return on investment? Because the golden rule of AI automation is basically to drive a return of non-investment. The person has to get something out of it. Either it's you reduce the error, or you're basically helping them improve efficiency and all of that. So the thing is, you should be able to ask them questions. Most times you can't really understand what the person needs except you ask them, because they are in the business. They will tell you what and what, what tasks or manual processes are wasting time on. So asking questions is very important. You can also use Google. I do that a lot before I if I'm writing a proposal, for example, and the business, I don't have much information about that business. I just Google the problems related to that industry, the manual tasks, the things they do, the things that are willing to pay you money for, right? So I use Google to make my research. I also rely on the business. I ask probing questions, questions that will help, that will make them open up and tell me the parts of the business they want to automate, what they want to, do, what they want the system to do for them. Yeah. So that's basically it.
All right, thank you so much, Favor. This next question is what have asked Michael. No, I think I asked Colin, and I'm going to have to ask you too. So you worked in operations, you've worked in project coordination, and now you're in AI automation. I want you to share with us. Do you consider AI automation a sustainable career for anyone who wants to kickstart in 2026?
Yes, well, AI can be a very sustainable career depending on how you approach it, right? You want to make sure that you learn the basics. You want to make sure you have um, the foundations, good foundation for it. So yeah, um, AI, there's a lot of opportunities right now, and just like how AI is developing, there will come a time where agents can build automation itself. Like, I mean, I think Claude has that feature now where can build automations for you. So they go by, you see that there are lots of things that are changing, and if you want to, create that career path, you just have to be a moving train. And the best way for you to be a moving train is to be someone that solves problems, someone that understands business problems, someone that can help them provide solution for it, because AI automation is actually less about you piecing tools together and more about how you think, how you solve problems, how you understand problems, how you can deliver solutions, and basically that. Yeah. So if you're the kind of person that, if you're a problem solver, if you are a critical thinker, if you see patterns, if you are someone that loves to improve, because many of us didn't have these skills, we developed it along the way. So if you're someone that is also curious, that wants to learn, with continuous learning and improvement, you will make a successful career in this field. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that straight to the point answer like that. Okay. So now let's talk about challenges. As much as I understand that challenges can of course be relative, what I would consider a challenge might not be a challenge for the next person. But now I'm basically talking common things that people would just most likely face when they decide to um, learn AI automation or build a career in AI automation? And of course, from your own perspective, would you say when you picked this skill, it was so easy for you to learn? It was so easy for you to land opportunities, so easy for you to land job, and just things that you would say maybe were a bit shaky when you started in AI automation, and how you were able to overcome them, just to help beginners have a better understanding of what it could look like. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you very much. So I think I would say it was kind of easier for me in a way, because like I said, I already had background experience in all of these things. So I had seen manual process, I had seen all these tasks that I could automate with AI. And yeah. So, but for someone that is just coming out, I mean, they're just starting out, I mean, you should focus on,
Okay, can anyone still hear Fable? Please, can anyone still hear Fable? Okay, I think she had an issue with her network. A few moments, please. Okay, can the host please accept Favor's request? I think she's trying to join again. Okay, thank you, Favor. I think you're back now. You can continue.
okay, I'm really sorry about that. I got disconnected. Okay. So back to what I was saying. For someone that is starting out now, you want to focus. There's just a lot of information overload right now. Every single day you're hearing that there's this AI tool that can do this, there's this tool that can do that, and it can become really overwhelming. That's the truth. So, but if you want to excel on this part, and yeah, you want to first understand. You first pick a part, then build your foundation on it, and then expand. So let's assume that when I started out, I said I would just no code tools, and I just started out building basic automations, piecing things together, and then I started to add AI agents into the workflow. I started to build voice agents, and I started to build much bigger agents. So pick a part, build a foundation on it, then expand. So if you're starting in AI automation, you can focus on learning no code, low code tools. Excuse me. Tools like Zapier, make.com. Then as you progress, you can learn end. but then everybody's journey is different. So it depends on how fast you are with your learning experience, how focused you are, how practical you are, because you have to just keep on practicing daily. You don't just wait for opportunities to come. You want to practice, because many of the things that would give you access to, I mean, that will make businesses trust you enough to hand you over their systems and ask, okay, do this for me. Is if you show you've done something similar, or that you understand. And I mean, so many people claim to be a lot of things that they are not. So that portfolio you will get, that you get from your learning experience, from all the practicals and all the times you spend learning on your own, is what you can use to get jobs and get opportunities. So the struggles for me was information overload, and the other thing I also struggled with was, you know, self doubt. So I also often wondered if I was learning fast enough, because it was just too. It's every single day. It seems as if, you know, I mean, is this still something I want to do? But then, yeah, everybody starts as a beginner. You want to just stay consistent, and with time, I mean, once you start building real business problems, the feeling just goes away, because now you see what you can do, and you just focus on improving with every build. And another thing was learning alone. So personally, I am kind of a someone you call a one man show. I feel like I move faster when I'm alone. I feel like if someone is not, on my pace, they are dragging me down. But then learning together, having accountability groups, it's really helpful. And I realized that later on. But it's really, really helpful if you can find someone that is in on the same path with you, someone that's heading towards the same direction, so you can learn with, someone you can challenge yourself self with, someone you can even do challenges, set up prizes for yourself, and use it to learn. It will also help you, because if you're not someone that is fired up or motivated naturally, you would drop off, like you won't continue, you would get bored, you will say, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. So I struggled with learning alone. I and You should get someone that can keep you accountable. Another thing was imposter syndrome. So I kept thinking I needed to know more before I could apply those skills to opportunities or put myself out there. So there have been so many times where, I know that I can do this, but I still think, oh, I'm not yet good enough. You can never learn enough when you're practicing. The time you can gain actual real skills, like, it's when you have experienced it. So experience, they say, is the best teacher. And yeah, so you don't need to know everything to start providing or creating value. In fact, you learn more, you learn better, you improve faster when you've started to implement. So when you begin your journey, don't just wait. I got my first job, well, just 2 weeks into the training. Don't wait. Apply for opportunities, reach out to businesses, send messages, cold outreaches, all of those things. Do it so that you can get those opportunities and learn from it. Another thing was transitioning from learning to building, right? It's very, very comfortable when you're just watching tutorials and doing the practices yourself. But building the projects is where the real learning experience is. So you want to practice, you want to turn those knowledge you've gained into a skill set. And then another thing I struggled with was positioning myself, right? And with all the noise in on the internet right now, it can be really, really difficult to stand out. So learning the skill was not the hard part for me. It was learning how to communicate my value to businesses, right? So being skilled enough is not enough. I mean, being skilled is not enough, rather. You need to know how to solve problems. You need to know the problems you solve, the problems you can solve, and then communicate it in a way that anybody, because businesses won't ask you, okay, can you use this node or that node? No, they just want, can you just stop this manual process? Can you build me something that can answer to my customers when I'm not there, right? So learn how to communicate your value is very, very important. And then keeping up with AI. There's just so many, like I said, so many changes. And you will feel pressure to learn more, to learn every new tool. Focus more on the principles, focus on problem solving. And one thing I love about AI is that once you master prompt engineering, because basically any type of AI requires you to still give it context, give it what's it called, the instructions. So once you're able to do those things, you won't struggle much. So yeah.
Thank you, Favor. I think that was really extensive. I think you came armed with that. Thank you very much. There's so much to unpack from everything that Favor has just shared. I don't really want to keep repeating all of these things that she has mentioned, but of course, I'm definitely going to pick out some things that caught my attention while she was speaking, and it's the one of that is the imposter syndrome part. I think this is one of the issues that most people usually have, particularly not even just beginners, interestingly, even people that you would consider as being up there once in a while will still feel like maybe they're not enough, maybe they're not skilled enough. Maybe they're not ready to just push themselves out for that opportunity yet. So for anyone, I mean, it's something that you will still experience for most people. Maybe not everyone, but it's something that you still experience. I'm glad that Favor has been able to touch on that, and I want you to, if you missed that part, you might want to listen again on things that she mentioned that can actually help you to overcome that. You never be ready, you never be fully skilled enough. You just have to just do it basically. And like she said, I can absolutely relate to the fact that usually you actually learn better when you practice. You become better with consistency. You can't really tell if you know how to do something until you've actually tried to apply it. And you get better with learning when you keep doing that same thing over and over again. I remember when I was someone I was working with before now, she would come to me to say, oh, she likes the way I do this particular thing. She would also want to do it. How did I, get really good at so and so that when I started, I there were some times that I would go back and say, oh, why did I do this thing like this? And that's because I was literally in the learning phase. I was not sure of what I was doing then. I wasn't sure. I just knew I was, trying my best. I was just like she said, learn the principles. I knew that okay, to achieve this thing, these are things I need to know. So I just, keep at it. And before you know it, once you start doing it over and over and over again, you get better. Right? You get better at it. So of course, experience is definitely not maybe not definitely. I but experience is definitely a very good teacher. And of course you have to learn, then ensure that as you're learning, you're also building positioning. See, we've spoken about positioning over and over and over again. I don't even want to keep talking about that. This is 2026. You know that nobody is coming to check you out in your room. Nobody is going to learn about the solutions you can provide if you're hiding everything under your covers. Because, as I would always say, oh, I'm an introvert. I don't really know how to communicate my value. See, if you don't know how to communicate your value, people who know less and can do less but know how to communicate their value will get better opportunities than you. So this is the time to start doing better in that regard. If even before you maybe get the opportunity to be in the boot camp, for other things, even in the career that you're currently in, before you even transition to maybe AI automation or AI prompt engineering, start putting yourself out there. Start communicating what you can do. Right? Just like Favor said, you have to be the one to sit down, craft out what you can actually offer to businesses, your own solutions, and it's what you let them know that you can do that. Of course, they will believe that you can do, and then you then put it into practice. So, of course, that's very, very important. I That was very insightful. Actually, that was very, very insightful. Thank you very much again, Favor. And yeah, we're going now to our last speaker, and that's Chidera. So I'll ask now for anyone who has questions for the speakers, you can start requesting to speak so that we can start noting those who have questions. Please note that this particular webinar is for AI automation and AI prompt engineering. And these are the questions that I would like us to these are the skills that I would like us to direct questions to tonight. Please have that in mind when you're requesting to speak. Thank you very much. Hi, Chidera. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So, I actually saw somewhere that you have some background in design. Am I on the right path?
Design? No, not really, but yeah, a little bit because before I started doing AI and automation, I kind of did a little bit of UI UX. So
Yeah,
yeah.
thank you. I wanted to be sure, and I mean, I would want you to share with us how you moved from that into AI automation. I mean, you have a business where you are able to help people automate their business processes, help them to do things much more better. And you've been doing this for quite some time. So I would like you to share with us, was it an opportunity that you saw? Was it someone who just shared this something about this skill with you? How exactly did you discover AI automation, and how has your journey been like so far?
Okay. Um, for this part was that the funniest part is how I got myself into AI and automation is a little bit funny, but not in this how you guys would think. So basically, when the first time I heard about AI and automation was in YouTube, and before then, like I said, when I was introducing myself, I stumbled on Zapier when I was doing a research on how to build a bot that can help me in my trading, right? So, yeah, I haven't actually heard of AI and automation anywhere before, and this was around 2024. So I haven't even on Twitter, on like Facebook, LinkedIn, I haven't seen it anywhere, right? So yeah, from there I just went straight to from the YouTube video that I was watching, I went straight to ChatGPT because then ChatGPT was is still in its early stage that it's a little bit dumb than now. Like what we have now, you can't compare it with what we have then, right? So I went straight to ChatGPT and asked it, tell me what Zapier is. And it said that Zapier is an automation platform. I was like, wow, okay, can you teach me how to use it? So it guided me a little bit. Then I I went into the platform, saw their course and kind of took it a little bit, and that's how I actually got started, right? But let me take it back a little bit. I have a background in computer science. I studied computer science in school, so when it comes to being a computer literate, I am up there. And although I'm not that good in coding, right, but the background is there. But this is not just to scare those guys that anybody that doesn't know anything about coding, right? Because right now, till up until where I am now, I do less of coding, and with the AIs that we have, you can't actually be worried about such thing. You can tell your AI what you need, and it will easily write the code for you. So yeah, so from the YouTube to Zapier, and from Zapier, I went to from ChatGPT, sorry, I went to TikTok, and because for me, I kind of take TikTok as my second YouTube, right? Some people only focus on TikTok for content and watching skits, but for me, I take it as my second YouTube, which is also where I learn. So I went there and searched AI automation. After that, I searched Zapier, and I saw a lot of things, and that actually changed everything about my TikTok algorithm. So from that day onwards, I started seeing things about AI and automation, and that's how I got to know about make.com. And yeah, I love the interface. It's more beautiful than Zapier. So I switched from Zapier to make.com, started learning make.com. I built some workflows there. All this, I was doing all this on my own. I wasn't posting, I wasn't telling anybody what I was doing. So from make.com, I I was also still watching my YouTube tutorials and all that. From make.com, I heard about VoiceFlow, which is a chatbot building platform. From that's where I got it from. I kind of saw it on TikTok also. So I went to the platform, created an account, watched some tutorials, started building. And on the November of 2024, that was when I got my first client. And that was because I posted it on my status for the first time. And someone on my contact said that he needed a chatbot for his business. And we negotiated and he paid me. And I was happy. Yeah, I was actually what I have been learning about actually paid off. And after that, again, I wasn't posting anywhere. So December of 2024, I made a promise that people will see what I'm doing. I posted, it wasn't easy actually. So I made videos and posted on TikTok and Instagram. So from there, I was posting and people were kind of asking me, what's up? How does this work? And I can still remember vividly my first consultation call with a client. I was really shaking. Like, can I really do this? Right. So I was like literally shaking. So after the call, it went well, but the guy went back and said that it's a little bit expensive, that he can't actually do it. I was like, all right, cool. And that actually made me a little bit weak because I was like, okay, if this is expensive, how can it actually save time and save costs? Right? It kind of brought me down in like it brought down the momentum I was using to learn. So that was it until a friend of mine tagged me in a post one Omar Laja on X made, and it's about AI and automation. I was like, oh wow, so this thing now is actually people are kind of knowing about it. So I dropped a few things about what I know about it, and that's actually what kickstarts me being here today. I saw that people are interested in it right now in Nigeria, and it's something that I didn't see when I started off. So I started posting about it on my X and started showing what I've done in the past and what I'm currently doing. That's actually when I noticed that building in public can actually put you out there. And that is when I landed my first, like, okay, let's say my second client. And this is where we signed the contract. So assuming I didn't build in public, then I won't get that. Right. And that client actually, when I signed that contract, me, myself, and I know that I wasn't really ready. Right. I was scared. And this point in time, I've already learned N8N. I know that there are some tools in N8N or nodes in N8N that I don't really know how to use yet, but I kind of trust myself that I can actually do this. It's just take me a few times and I'll just learn how to do it. I'll tackle it properly. And that was it. And that particular gig actually helped me to develop myself properly to this experts and say that I'm an expert in this, right? And that's how this whole thing started, and that's how I got to where I am right now.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that, Chidera. Thank you very much for sharing your experience with us. And yeah, of course, from someone who stumbled on it to building in public, like you said, trying their hands at different tools, and of course, like you said, now becoming an expert. You've had a very, interesting journey. I like it when speakers share progression, because you're giving us a backstory, something that people, I mean, who are mindfully here can definitely relate to. And it's something that tells us that you don't just move from 0 to 10. You don't just move from maybe 1 to 5. There's a step by step process. And like Chidera said, I think one thing that struck me while you started talking about building in public was when you said you got your first client from WhatsApp, and that was because you actually shared what you do for the first time. That's very interesting. Just imagine that interesting twist. You can actually get a client from WhatsApp. You can get a client from anywhere. Most people, like I mentioned earlier, kind of um affect the level of impact, or affect the let me say affect the level of impact they can make with their skills, or the kinds of opportunities that they can get, because they're not talking about it enough. Most people are not even sharing, and that's why one of the very important things that we always encourage scholars to do at Tech Crush is just show your work. Even if you don't have a project that you're currently working on, just let people know that I'm learning this skill. I'm currently on this thing, I'm currently on this journey. By the time you're done, and maybe not even when you share your certificate alone, maybe when you start posting about that particular skill, or when you even want to start applying for opportunities, maybe doing your code mails, people can see that you have a background, people can see that you're coming from somewhere. And one thing about also showing up online and building in public is that, well, maybe not for many people, but in my own experience, it helps me to want to double down, because I have to keep sharing. people need to see progress in what I'm sharing. So I can't just be sharing the same thing over and over again. So I feel like building in public will not just help you to attract opportunities, it could also help you to get better at what you do. It could help you to also improve your skill because of course you are more curious. You follow people who are higher, follow people who are maybe on the same level as you. So you're able to see maybe gaps in things that you already know, things that you can learn better. So there's just so many opportunities that are in putting yourself out there. And another thing that I mentioned is the confidence. He just knew that he was going to get it. Many times, one of the things that stop people from actualizing their full potential is doubt, self-doubt. Can I really do this? Am I sure I'm actually going to succeed at this? What if it doesn't work out? What if it doesn't do this? The whole thing. But this is another reminder that you can do anything. You can do anything that you set your mind to do, as long as you're willing to commit to it, as long as you're willing to invest time, invest resources, give it all it takes. You can definitely do anything that you set your mind to, of course, with the grace of God. So, thank you very much for sharing that insightful experience, Chidera. So, one thing I would like you to share your thoughts on now, you've built a business, like you've built a business in this, so of course you have like a very, very good understanding of where this is going, right? You definitely know the trends, the future trends, and all of that. So for someone who is entering the AI automation space today, where would you say the biggest opportunities lie, right? For them to start looking into. One of the things that um Michael mentioned while he was speaking is you need to be very sure what you want to do with this skill. So for people who are just coming now into AI automation, where should they start looking into? And like I also asked Favor, what would you say are some of the career paths that they can, eventually get into after learning, or maybe while learning, something that they can just still get started with, being in AI automation?
Okay, so first of all, one thing I can say right now is based on my experience and how I've seen things. One thing I think that if you are starting up right now, you have to have it in your mind that this space is moving really fast, right? It's moving, yeah, it's moving really fast. You might sleep today, or will I say you might start learning one tool today, and tomorrow you will hear that there's a new tool that have knocked that one off the market, right? And that being said, the three tools that that are still stand strong till today is Zapier, Make, and NHN, right? No matter what is going on, let's just say at least till next 2 years, these three platforms will still be there because they are also evolving as the whole ecosystem is moving, right? That they are actually moving with the whole thing. Now, if you are coming into AI on automation as a newbie, I'll tell you, depending on how you like where you're coming from, your background, if you have a good technical background that you understand some things like JavaScript, JSON, and Python, then anything can also actually be a good place for you to start, right? And one good thing I like about AI on automation is it's actually, for me, it's the stepping stone to anything that has to do with AI. From AI automation, you can turn out to be an AI engineer, an AI automation engineer, which means you have to write more code. You can actually still, from there, if you have a good technical background, you can turn out to be an AI engineer, right? And currently, from what I've seen so far, even the AI automation can also be taken out from us if we're not careful, right? That's just the fact, if you're not careful. But reason why I say that is because most of the things that we automate can now that some of these big companies are actually building it inside their own agents. Take for instance, yesterday Claude launched a Slack agent, which means that as a company that uses Slack as their team platform, they can actually add Slack into their channel and Slack can automate anything that they want inside Slack. That means anybody that knows how to build a workflow in anything, that knows how to build such thing, that part of your work has been taken away from you by an AI, right? So one thing I will tell you right now is I'm not saying that AI and automation is still not hot cake. It is. Seriously, it is. I currently have, let's say, 5 clients that are paying me monthly revenues to maintain their system. That's the fact. Now, one thing you can actually still do to make yourself stand out for a long term is making yourself the AI person. Now, you being an AI person means that whenever they speak that I need to know this, or we need to build this, or we need to do this in any company or in any discussion, you have to be the person that they have to call to do that. This should be, how do I put it? This has to do with more than automation. It has to do with prompting, the automation itself, in building AI agents, um, being being an AI product designer and all that. You actually can know more about all these things just from starting from AI and automation. So I believe I kind of talked about where AI and automation is going to and the career path in AI in general.
Yeah, thank you so much for that breakdown. Thank you very much. So I have a final question for Chidera and Favor now. I mean, anyone can take it, and it's the popular, controversial issue about AI replacing human work. And from your experience, would you say that businesses should actually automate everything, or what would you say are some tasks that businesses should still, you know, um, put firmly in human hands and not automate completely with AI? Did you get that question?
Yeah, I do. And the when it comes to automation in general, not just AI automation, because there is difference between AI automation and automation. Automation has been a thing for a long time before AI came around, right? So when it comes to automation in general, the rule of automation simply states that there is no need to automate those things that you do once in a month or once in a year. Do you understand? So those things that need to be automated are those things that you do repeatedly and also takes you time. So if a specific workflow doesn't actually take you much time and you don't do it repeatedly, like every day or every week, like you do it once in a month, there's no need to automate that. So that's just the basic. I think that covers the whole thing. But there are still some things that you do repeatedly that actually doesn't really need automation, that needs that human to human communication. So if I don't know how to put this well, but if the workflow doesn't really, if the workflow requires that human empathy, that particular thing doesn't really need automation. But if it doesn't, let's take for instance for inbound calls that you just need an agent to take calls from you and book appointments. That's straightforward. AI can do that one because such thing can happen more than 20 times in a day. But when it comes to something like, let's take hospital for example. Um, let's take for instance, I know in Nigeria we don't really have a functioning 911, but let's take 911 for example. There's a reason why the AI hasn't started doing such thing yet. They still need a human being in that loop to be able to handle those stuffs. So I think that's it. Maybe people can add something there.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much for that. That was very direct. Thank you. Favor, do you want to add anything before we start taking questions from the audience?
Yes. So he just basically said a lot that is really helpful. And so I would just add that at the end of the day, people interact with people, right? Businesses trade with people. and these businesses are still human beings. So there are still things that businesses cannot automate, right? And those things you can't replace it. You need There's something called human in the loop in AI automation, and it's basically where someone has to take an action, even when you have an automation running in the background. Someone still has to manually review it or look at it and approve, right? So at the end of the day, you still, yeah. And basically, I think that's it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for that. Thank you very much. Thank you again, Chidera. Thank you, Victor. Thank you, Michael and Colin. So we'll now start taking questions from the audience. The host can approve requests that we have now. Okay, so while we wait for that, I'll just like the speakers to share in, say, in 1 minute or even less. What would you say being in this field has done for you? Being an AI automation developer, or an AI automation specialist, or an AI engineer, or an AI prompt engineer. So, what would you say being in this field has done for you personally? And while they are speaking, the hosts can please approve requests that we have from the audience to speak. Thank you. So we can go with Chidera, then Michael, then Colin, then Favor. Thank you.
Okay. So one thing I would say that this AI automation has done for me is kind of changing my mindset, right? So when I started off, I didn't know, like, I didn't position myself in a way that I am a problem solver, right? That's a really big shift. When you start seeing yourself as a problem solver, it will change a lot about how you see things, how you see workflows, like how business operates. It really changed a lot for you. Instead of you looking at a business as a normal thing like that everybody says, you'll be looking at it to bring out things that needs to be automated from, like, you are seeing yourself now as a problem solver who solves problem for people. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yes, sure. Thank you very much. Are you done speaking, Chidera?
Yeah, I'm done.
Much. Yeah, we can have Michael now.
Okay, I think basically as an AI engineer, what this field has basically helped me to do as an AI prompt engineer is to have many wings. And what do I mean by that? Like, I'm able to fly into any domain and um, just greet them and say hello. I mean, do some things, work around some of the things that they already have, maybe because of my technical background, and then interact based on the knowledge I have. Because I could actually enter into any niche and then be a solution provider. I could just ask them, what is their problem? Is it a business? What's the problem that you're trying to save, that you're trying to solve? Recommend solutions based on my own expertise in AI, give it to them. Business, research, marketing, branding, software development. I mean, it's AI has just given me the wings to be able to fly into so many domains. And I think I really love that, being able to like dive into any domain and then say hello, I'm here, help them contribute to whatsoever thing that they are doing. And then it helps me to be able to like have different perspectives about, okay, maybe how the tech world actually works, or maybe when you talk about creating solutions for various businesses or providing solutions to social problems that we have. So that's one of the things I would say that being an AI engineer, being an AI prompt engineer has actually helped me to be able to do. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Michael. Colin.
All right. So one of the things that I would say being in this field has done for me is allowing me to be a problem solver. It's allowing me to see opportunities for solutions to problems. That's one of the big defining factors I've realized that this field has really helped me at being able to identify opportunities that problems can solve with AI, and then being able to correlate the problems with the skills and solutions that the skills I have can provide. And it's really been nice. It's really been a very, very wonderful experience. And another thing that I would say that being in this field has helped me, has done for me rather, is that it has helped me to be in front of a lot of people, to teach them, to even share my insights, even in this webinar as well. It has helped me to be in this space, to be able to give my own insights to upcoming aspirants in the AI space, and help them and help motivate them to also inject themselves in the same space. So it's really helped me to see opportunities in different aspects.
Thank you very much for sharing, Colin. Okay. Yeah, Favor, you can go now.
Okay. For me personally, AI has done more than teach me a technical skill. It has changed my finances. I've made the amount of money I've made working as an AI automation developer in the past year and so far combined is much more than what I made working as both as a virtual assistant, as an operations manager. So for me, financially, it's changed that for me. It also created opportunities. It helped me to contribute value to businesses, help me solve problems, and it has also given me the opportunity to work with global teams and businesses. I've had opportunities to work with government, with industries, with universities abroad, and all of those things because I started learning automation. It has opened up opportunities. I mean, it even led to opportunities like speaking at this event. So more importantly, it has taught me that your value isn't measured by how many AI tools you know. It's measured by the problems you can solve using those tools. So yeah.
Thank you so much, Favor. I thought nobody was going to talk about money because why are most people picking up tech skills if not because of if not because they know that there's an opportunity to, make money, improve their finances, and all of that. So, thank you very much for pointing that out. And yeah, of course, beyond that, just like you've heard, there are so many other things that you'll be able to get from this career, any career in tech actually. So thank you once again to the speakers for sharing. We'll start taking questions now. Nelson Adiola, you can ask your question. I already saw the question in the comments, but I want to be sure of what you mean. So you can go ahead.
Hey, hi, good evening. Yeah, I joined the class very late, and this is my first time here on this platform. So I just want to catch up. So my question is, how can I start learning AI automation just with my phone? And please, can you recommend media platforms where I can get authentic learning? And also, is there any internship program in place for AI automation learning? That's that's my question.
Okay, thank you very much, Nelson. I don't know, probably you stumbled on this space while on X. I'm not sure. Did you apply for the scholarship bootcamp?
Yes, I did.
Oh, if you applied for the scholarship bootcamp, I want to believe that you. Okay, I don't know. The bootcamp basically offers AI automation as part of its programs, and if you're looking for authentic learning, I'm sure you can definitely get that at TechCrush. So I'm not very sure about the basis. I'm not very sure of the basis of that question, but basically, it's one of the skills that is being offered at the TechCrush bootcamp. So yeah, that's the answer I can provide. And yeah, about internship opportunities, of course, you have to learn before you can apply for internships. And as we always say, much of those opportunities are mostly reserved for, top scholars in the communities, of course, and we also share such opportunities with alumni. So yeah, that's it basically regarding that. If you applied for the boot camp, I want to believe you know why you applied for the boot camp. So yeah, that's it. Did that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, let's have Anne.
Okay, good evening, everybody. Thank you very much for this very awesome session. So my question is actually directed to um Chidera and I don't know the other speaker that spoke about AI automation. So I wanted to ask, as somebody who does not have um a background skill in tech, because it seems like everybody was doing something related to tech before they came into AI automation. Some people were saying I don't know other things before they came to AI automation. So my question is, as somebody that does not have a background in tech, where do you advise we start from in our journey of this AI automation? And secondly, as someone also practicing in the medical field, how do you think we can apply this, the whole medical thing to AI automation? So that's my question. Thank you very much.
Okay, that's a very good question. I think she directed that to either Chidera or Favor. Thank you.
Okay. I couldn't find who asked the question, but one thing I can tell you is when you were speaking, I actually wanted to say something. Then you mentioned that you have a background in medical, and one thing I can tell you is that I have a friend of mine who is also on this X. He's a medical doctor. Now he is making a lot of money in AI and automation. So what that tells you is that you don't really need to have a technical background to start. You can start with tools like Zapier. You don't really need to write any code or do anything technical there. Zapier is your starting point, so you don't need to be worried about any of those things, and you can do it even with no technical background.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that, Colin. We can have Bankole go now.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Yeah, thank you, everyone, for this insightful session. And my question is directed to the AI automation experts on the space. I'm a project slash product manager, and I wish to learn more about AI automation, which I've been trying to look at one or two tools to use, but I'm finding it challenging. I'm thinking if I'll need to have probably data analysis skills before I can do that. So I want to confirm that is it really necessary to have some um, analysis skills before you can go into AI automation? Because most of the things I'm seeing requires a lot of strategic thinking that at times I had to move back again and like, is this AI automation for me? So I would like to know from the experts in the building here that do I really need that? And probably I'm starting with the art tool. If I can start with other simple tools and from there learn more tools for automation. Thank you.
Okay. Hi, Bankole. You don't need data analysis. I mean, that's really far from it. You don't need data analysis to learn AI automation. Why there are lots of thinking and analyzing and strategizing and putting together solutions in AI automation, you still you don't necessarily rely on how do I put it? What you build for businesses is still based on what that business needs, right? And with information online, you can learn a lot. You can basically ask Google, this business needs this solution. I can do this. Help me put this together. I've used Claude a lot of time. Claude is my project partner. Like I basically use it to break down projects, look at, ask it questions. So at the end of the day, businesses will still tell you what, and other times you will still identify those problems yourself. But it comes naturally, something that you will learn as you build your skills. You will learn how to analyze and strategize and provide solutions and all of that. So none of us, maybe maybe some people would have problem solving skills and all of that, but you don't need analysis to know data analysis for you to be able to excel in this. But in fact, anybody can learn AI automation. Anybody, as long as you think and you know how to put one and two together, you'll be fine. So I hope that answered your question.
Thank you very much for that. Hi,
Yes, it
Daphne.
does. It does. Thank you very
Okay.
much.
All right. Thank you very much. Again, Favor. So let's have Donald now. Hi, Donald. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm
You
here.
can
Good
go
evening,
ahead.
everyone, and thank you for this wonderful session. I wanted to get clarity on something. For AI automation, is CRM workflow automation is it kind of interwoven, or is it different section in tech that you need AI automation tools to help you with certain tasks? And how long does it take for someone to master this skill? Let's say, does it take like 6 months, or because I don't have any I have a background for business development management, but I'm a newbie in tech. There's no background. I just want to get clarity on all of this, so I'll know my entry point. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. I think either Chidera or Favor can also take that.
Okay. Are you guys hearing me?
Yes, we can.
All right. So when it comes to CRM automation, it's all part of AI and automation because most CRM these days are kind of integrating their whole platform with AI, right? Platform like I believe HubSpot currently has an AI agent, and platforms like Go High Level also is an automation platform and also is in CRM. So yeah, it's part of it, and it's not a different skill. It's all the same thing. But one thing that is going to give you an edge in all that is if you know how to manage CRM before now, it's going to kind of take you far, right? And you said something else about how long it's going to take you. If you are serious in learning it and you really want to learn it, 3 months, it won't take you more than 3 months to master what you need. Do you understand? So, yeah, that's just the thing.
All right. Thank you very much, Chidera. Donald, did you get that?
Yeah.
All right. So, okay, you're speaking.
Thank you so much for the clarity.
All right. Yeah, thank you. So after this, we'll only be able to take two more questions, and that's from Dorcas Imprint and Oluchi. So that will be all for tonight with the questions. Thank you.
Hello. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Good evening to all the speakers. Um. And one of the speakers actually talked about when he was starting up in his career in AI automation. And so he talked about using AI to build a trading robot. And that's where it really struck my interest, because actually I've applied for the TechCrush scholarship. And my main reason for applying for it was to learn how to use AI to do that same thing that he did. And so I want to ask this question: what specific path in that AI automation and machine learning can I focus on so that I can quickly reach my goal of building something like a trading robot?
Okay, do you
Okay.
know the exact? Okay, I think that was Chidera who spoke about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
So, all right. So with the okay, let me go back a little bit. I wasn't able to do it then. Like I got carried away with Zapier, so I changed my whole idea to AI automation, right? So I kind of stopped trading for a long time because everything got so serious and all that. So first of all, let me clarify something. AI automation and machine learning, that are not the same thing, right? Machine learning is where you train your AI models and all that, and it has to do with lots of coding. While AI and automation has to do with minimal coding and mm, um most of the times no code at all, right? So that's two different things. So if you have a good technical background or you are up for it to really learn how to code, then you can go to machine learning. Also, you can build your trading bots there. If you cannot ask for that, you can also use AI. You can use something like Cloud Code after you've taken your AI and automation class. At least that will actually introduce you to a lot of things that you don't really know about. Using tools like Cloud Code, you can actually build a trading bot that actually trades properly for you. I believe I answered the question.
Okay, thank you. Please, can I get the spelling of that particular tool?
Cloud Code.
Okay, Cloud.
C,
Okay.
yeah, Cloud Code, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much, Chidera. So let's have the last question now from Olucham. I'm actually very surprised that nobody's coming up to ask a question about AI prompt engineering. Seems the speakers really did a very good job breaking things down. Okay,
So,
of course, all speakers did a great job breaking things down. Please, I have to put that out. That was a joke. Okay, Oluchi, you can go ahead.
good evening. My name is Olushola, not Oluchi. I use my wife device. So I'm not an expert.
Apologies.
No, it's not. It's not. Actually, it's from me. So
Okay.
I have to verify this. So I just have to join this because this has been a priority for me to join today. At the beginning of this year, I've been thinking the whole of my life or existence, should I say, that what will I do again? Because I've been in sales for more than 10 years. And the way I'm looking at this thing going, it's not really looking to only 1% of the whole number we get up there. What can one get done again that that can put you out there, that can be very promising, that can assure you of everything you need? So I begin to think about this. Unfortunately, just last month when I was thinking about this, I don't know how TikTok hears this thing. No, one guy just spoke about this thing. Immediately I registered for this tech crunch. So I placed this event. I put it in my diary. I wrote it down and I put an alarm. So immediately that time, 7 o'clock, I joined. I'm very happy with everything I had today. All the speakers, really, really, I'm grateful. You're able to do a lot of things. Now, what I want to ask is just not much. I came to realize that AI automation and prompt engineering are like interwoven. So, and I know that from what we signed up for, you asked us to pick one. I don't know, this does not come often times. From the person that introduced this to me online on TikTok, said once in a while. So if I should pick AI automation, for example, when will you have another one that I will go for prompting? Or if I pick prompting, when will I go for AI automation? Or are you organizing a program that I can learn the same thing? I mean, these two things at the same time. I think I'm interested in these two things. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that question. I think I'll take that. Okay, so basically, what is currently being run is for you to take a skill per cohort, and it's basically for you to ensure that you're giving it full concentration, right? And yeah, the program is for 3 months. If you want to come back to learn the other skill, you have to apply for the boot camp. If you get in, then you can still come back to learn that. I get why you would want to learn both at the same time. Um, I would just say you should try to weigh the options. Try to, maybe the one that you would say your interests align better with. Try to go for that one now. From everything that the speakers have said, just like you also reiterated, these skills are interwoven. One leads to the other, one can be combined with the other. So maybe while you're even learning prompt engineering, you can also get a bit of information about AI automation. Then, of course, you can do some more research about that too. But learning both at the same time, we don't really encourage that now, except you're crossing two cohorts, like I mentioned. So, I'll just advise just pick one that you can go for now. Then, when it's done, if you reapply again, you can still take the other one.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. We've been on this webinar for over 2 hours. Thank you very much, everyone, for staying till now. Thank you very much to our speakers. As I would always say, these are people who are here using their time, their resources to engage, listeners, to share insights, share their experience, and that's one thing I really appreciate. We appreciate the passion that you have to help people get clarity as they kickstart their journey or as they transition from a career to the other, or even anyone on the webinar who just wants to learn more about what we are discussing tonight. Thank you so much for showing up. Thank you so much for being very practical. Thank you for being very practical with your experiences. Thank you for sharing so many insights. I want to believe that most people here are living with a truckload of information to help them get started in this journey. Thank you very much once again for coming in. And of course, as I would always say, thanks to everybody who joined the webinar tonight. Thank you for showing up for yourself. Thank you for staying till the end. This is the kind of commitment, the kind of consistency that I always look forward to. For you to have been on this webinar for over 2 hours, you definitely know what you're looking for, and I hope that you get it. And of course, the application season is winding up. I don't want to say I can't wait. The application season is winding up. Applications close in much less than 48 hours. Actually, applications close on Friday, and after that we won't be able to take any application for cohort 8 of the Tech African Scholarship Bootcamp. So if you joined us on this webinar and you're wondering what we are discussing, why we are even here, this is a mentorship series. This is one amongst other webinars that we've been having to help educate, inspire applicants of the bootcamp, to help them, know the differences between these skills, really understand what each of the skills entail, and help them to make the right decision as they begin their tech journey. So, and of course, if you want to apply, you can. I think it was still shared this afternoon or this morning, so you can still get the link right on this page. And of course, for everyone who has also applied before now, we're gradually moving to the closing phase of the application season. So, of course, you can start looking out for when award meals will start going out, and of course ensure that you are engaging information shared in the communities. Ensure that you do not miss any information. Like I always say, we put them together for you to consume, understand, and help you to really know what exactly is going on ahead of the boot camp. So yeah, once again, thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. And as we move closer to the award meals, I'd like to say, as I always reiterate in these webinars, not everybody, of course, will get into the bootcamp, but I hope that from everything that you've been able to hear tonight, from everything that you've been able to gain, I hope you have a head start. I hope you have something to work with. Even if you're unable to come in here, at least you have a better understanding now that can help you do something with this interest that you have in tech. And so, yeah, thank you once again to our speakers. Tomorrow, for the rest of this week, actually, we are still going to be having back-to-back webinars for each of these tech skills, and of course you do not want to miss them. They are always insightful and value packed. I look forward to hosting the webinar again. I look forward to seeing everyone again tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, and even till Monday. So thank you very much for joining once again. Do have a restful night. Bye.